So you want to know what's new about Madden 23 and see all the new features up close. Well, great, I'm here to help you and we're going to walk through them all together and try them out for the first time. Starting right here with skill-based passing. So if we pass lead this year, you can see there's a little gray ellipse underneath the receiver. And then when I pass lead the ball, you can see the little white circle. That's the reticle. You can move around the ellipse. Now that's the same as last year, but what's different is I could hold down the left trigger and I can kind of freeform it. So see how I move that circle much further outside the ellipse? So the idea here is you hold down left trigger or L2 as you're passing to the receiver and you can freeform move where you pinpoint the ball. Okay, we're adding defense in now. Let's see how this goes. So we're going to try to lead this up, and okay, I kind of see the vision of it. We're able to just put it above the linebackers a little bit more. See, like versus a cover 2, I could see this being really useful right here, like trying to put it right over the safety like that. Now, of course, we dropped the damn ball, but the idea is you're putting it where only your guy can get it. So either you're catching it like that or it's incomplete. You're not throwing a pick. Like as long as you put the ball in the right spot, at least you don't have to worry about it getting picked. Like he barely got his hands on it to swat there, but he was not able to get an interception. I think it's also good for like just more so trying to find the softer spot of the zone. Like right there, we're able to get rid of it a little quicker because we can get it over the linebackers' heads. Here's the hard cut mechanic. So you hold the left trigger and you can kind of like stop and burst in the other direction. Now this actually is something I've messed around with a little bit and I actually really like it. It's just you got to kind of time it right so you don't overdo it really, but you can really stop on that dime and just go the other way if you time it right. Now let's add the defense to the mix. Okay, cut. All right, you see right there, like you can't really do that as good on the older game or even on old gen because it's not on that game. See right there how we hit that nice little cutback? I actually really like this move. Like the fact that you can just hard plant and go when you see a hole like that is so nice. I think this might honestly be the most underrated change in the game. Look at the moves you're able to make. You really can stop on a dime, change direction, and just turn runs that may have not been big runs into big runs. And even in the open field against a user in an online match, you can use this as a way to fake them out and just create bigger plays. I really like this. Okay, let's check out the tackle battles. We got to see if we can get one to engage, but it doesn't pop up every time. So we're just going to see if we can get one to trigger here. And oh, that's a nice run. Tackle battle. There we go. Mash A, mash A. So we would have been able to maybe break that, but the gang tackling came in and stopped us. But that's basically all it is, I believe. You just mash the button when the opportunity presents itself. See, there it came again, but a lot of times it looks like the gang tackling comes in and stops you. There we go. There we go. We broke one. Okay, that's what it looks like. I think usually you just stiff arm them when you break one. Okay. New abilities and X factors were added to the game as well. Jonathan Taylor, goal line back, stronger run blocking within 5 yards of the end zone. So this is a new ability that's in the game. Let's test it out. We are within 5 yards of the end zone, and I mean, yeah, the blocking looked pretty good there, and a nice stiff arm. We're just going against random defense. Let's see how often we get in. I mean, the blocking does look pretty good. This might actually be a really clutch ability because inside the 5, sometimes it's really hard to score. So if you can get better run blocking inside the 5-yard line, that's actually pretty clutch. I mean, we haven't gotten stopped yet. This might actually be a really good ability. Up, up, up. And just as I said it, we got to the inch line, but still not a bad run. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers has this new X factor called dots. And it says you got to complete 6 passes of 5+ yards in the air. So I've just set the defense to cover 3, so I know right where to attack. We're going to activate this. We're here to try out the new features, not waste your time. So we're just going to make this as easy as possible. Okay, we're activated. So this is said to give you perfect accuracy and a quicker throw velocity, which are 2 things that are extremely important. Again, we're just going against a cover 3 here, so the seams are going to be open versus a cover 3, but just kind of trying to test out, you know, how accurate he is. Now, the ball's definitely coming out faster, but he already has Gunslinger anyway, so I mean, it's probably not a huge difference. Perfect pass accuracy is a really big deal, especially in this year's game, because even when you're under pressure, that perfect accuracy will still apply. I mean, my guy has not been off the mark yet. It's all been right on the money, and the ball's coming out super quick. Now, those are the important gameplay changes, so let's transition now into some of the game modes. They doubled the amount of scouts in franchise this year, so that should definitely help with scouting, and I believe now the scouts can scout multiple positions, which is also helpful. So for example, Johnny Rose right here, if we wanted to scout wide receivers and tight ends, he's our guy. He can handle both. Okay, the mock draft is out. We're halfway through the season and we know a lot about quite a bit of players. This is definitely better than last year if I remember correctly. I mean, we know 50% about a ton of players already. So we're projected to take a right outside linebacker as of right now. That might not be who we would actually take, but if we click on him, we already kind of know a good bit about him. We know the range of his block shedding, which is kind of a wide range. Same with his pursuit, but as we unlock unlock more, we should get a more concrete grade. We know that he's excellent at tackling, and we know that his zone coverage is at least going to be okay at best. If we go to his skills, we have some things uncovered. His play recognition is really good. Let's check out the top prospect at QB, for example. So his key ratings, we already know. His deep accuracy is really good. His medium accuracy is going to be good. And his short accuracy, we know at best is going to be good. He's great under pressure. This is a lot of info to have halfway through the season, and it's all relevant information. So they definitely did fix this. Now it's time for free agency, the big overhaul this year for franchise. So you can see the little interest bar next to the players. So for example, Derwin James is not very interested because if you look up at his motivations, which is another thing they added, we don't really meet his demands. We're the Colts in this franchise, and he wants to be in a big market, which I guess we're kind of a medium market. He wants a warm weather state, which we are not. And he wants a head coach with a historic record, which again, we're not quite all the way there yet. So the interest is pretty low. Now you can see in the top left-hand corner, there's something that says active negotiations, and you can only offer 5 players a deal in the first stage of free agency. So this means you have to really pick and choose. So you can't just easily sign whoever you want. You got to make tough decisions. Now Calvin Ridley is somewhat interested, and he is a young wide receiver. He wants to be in a big market, which we are kind of medium, and he wants to be on at least a team that can contend, which we are. So we do have a chance to sign him. So we're going to try to do that here. Now this is also something new, the new contract. So they have kind of these templates here. We have a neutral contract, which is close to market value, but the player may not accept it. Now, if we do player friendly, the player will likely accept this offer, but there's also a chance that you could maybe get him cheaper, so you might overpay a little bit. And then you've got team friendly, which is going to be great for your cap space, but the player's probably not going to accept. And I don't think that his interest in us is high enough to try to lowball him. And he's a young, good player, so I think player friendly is probably maybe the right offer. Now, we could customize it a little bit. We could take the salary down a little bit and maybe the signing bonus down a little bit and just kind of work that way out. And let's see. I just realized we actually did not re-sign Quentin Nelson in the sim, so we're definitely going to try to bring him back. I did hear that some people were saying a lot of teams in the sim were not re-signing some of their top players. I don't know if that's intentional or a little bit of a bug. You know, with EA, they put a new feature in and it usually isn't perfect right away, just like scouting last year. But Nelson is still interested in the team, so we're going to offer him a player-friendly deal. He's one of the best linemen in the league. We need to try to retain him. And we're just going to take a Hail Mary at Derwin James here because we definitely need a safety. We're going to give him a very player-friendly deal. Okay, we were able to bring Quentin Nelson back. That's huge. We also landed Calvin Ridley, which is also very big. Now, of course, Derwin James didn't sign, so that's a really good example right there. We offered him a lot of money, and he still turned us down, which in the past probably wouldn't have happened. Face of the franchise, a mode that is just always disappointing. So you can pick between QB, running back, receiver, linebacker, or cornerback. We picked receiver. You pick whatever team you want to sign to. We picked the Bears. Now, the wide receiver and cornerback positions are the 2 positions that got the most upgrades for this mode with the new wide receiver and DB mechanics. So we're going to try out the wide receiver first, and then of course we're going to try out the cornerback briefly in a minute as well. And you got these side activities. This is supposedly new, where they added more of them. So we got all these open days here, and we can kind of just pick what we want to do. So we can challenge a teammate to a 40-yard dash, which would give us +2 speed for next game. That's actually really good. We could have a game night with the teammates, which would give us +3 awareness. That does not matter. We can do a prank war and get 100 cred, which I don't really see how that's going to be useful for us in this mode. Or we could leave the day open to give us stamina. We're definitely going to increase the speed for sure. We could practice on attacking certain coverages, so I guess we'll try to attack a cover 6. We could take a spa day. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is what Deshaun Watson would pick if he was playing this mode, but we're going to just leave it an open day, make sure our stamina is good. They also added this little apartment, which I mean, it's not a bad touch. It looks nice visually. It looks cool. I guess we're sitting here playing Madden in the game as well, but
it's time to put that work in. What you do in practice and in the preseason gonna set the tone for the type of season you have. Let's make it a good one today, all right?
Now, when you start up your first game as a wide receiver, it will tell you about the new controls they made for both wide receivers, and if you're a cornerback, it'll show you for cornerbacks as well. The new wide receiver and DB battles, they added a lot of new moves for both pressing and chucking as a DB, but also doing cuts and releases as a wide receiver. Now, the first few reps was tough. I ain't gonna lie. I'm out here sliding like Michael Jackson trying to figure out these moves, but once I figured them out, it actually was a little bit of fun. I can't lie. Trying to fake out the defenders and get different releases. Trust me, I still think the mode is pretty awful, but being a receiver and probably being a cornerback at least make the on-field part a little bit more fun than it was in the previous years. Still a mode that, you know, is not that great, but this was at least kind of cool. For cornerback, you've got a new pressing mechanic, fake out mechanic, and also an assistance mechanic that helps you, but with the assistance, you are more susceptible to fake outs, and this is definitely the hardest position to play. I mean, look right here, I overran the curl by a mile, but I like something that's a little bit of a challenge, and much like wide receiver, the on-field aspect with the new mechanics actually makes playing on field fun. It's just everything outside of that that really doesn't offer too much. Okay, so they added some new team-specific plays. I'm pretty sure most playbooks got some new plays. I know the Rams ones for sure, just because I've seen them before, like the Rams pivot dig, for example. I believe this is a play they actually ran in the Super Bowl, and it's on both gens as we get hit. But it's always nice when they're putting new plays in the game. Okay, Cooper Kupp. He kind of got bagged. Oh, but we aggressive called him. That's kind of another new, I don't want to say feature, but they did say wide receivers will win more one-on-ones this year. Oh, he got cooked crazy there. So, yeah, if you're one-on-one on the outside especially, you'll probably win a lot more of those jump balls. And I know some people like that a lot. Oh, X is just cooking him, and we're just getting sacked like an idiot. This is another interesting new play, the Rams option. So Cooper Kupp can go 3 ways here. He can curl, he can go to the sideline, or he can run kind of a post, which he does there. He didn't really get open though, but we have X open. This play actually with some adjustments actually could be pretty nice. This is definitely one of the more unique plays in the game. Oh my God, Cooper Kupp absolutely cooked him that time. Also, while we're here, I do like the new practice jerseys and the untucked jersey. I think that's kind of a nice little cool touch. We've got stick slot option and the Seahawks wing slot offset. I want to say this is a new play. Metcalf can kind of do a 3-way route here, which is nice, similar to the Cooper Kupp route. Oh, that was a sick cut. That was actually nice. That was like a slant, but a little deeper. I like the speed at which he's cutting on that. That's going to definitely be good for beating man. We've got PA Seahawks corner in the tight Y off weak. This is looking like another man beater. I mean, these are all man beating routes here, but man defense is popular right now. So, I mean, this might be a decent little play to scheme around. They definitely showed some love to the Seahawks playbook. Okay, I like this little out route from Metcalf here. I like the way he runs that. More Seahawks plays in the spread Y slot. Seahawks cross, Seahawks stick. Whoever's doing the playbook's got to be a Seahawks fan. That's the only thing I could think. This play actually looks really nice. This is a good spread play. Okay, Tyler Lockett. The Niners playbook, of course, has the Debo package. I think this might have got added last year, but there could be some new plays in here. But you can use Debo in the backfield, which is cool. I mean, running the ball with Debo out of the backfield, I mean, what's more NFL than this right now? In the split close pro, you've got Niners option, Niners curl post. In the regular split close, you've got Niners swirl, Niners pivot dig. I mean, look at the outside receivers. I've never seen them put this route in Madden. And then you've got the slot guy on an option where he could run a dig or a post. That's a sick route. No, seriously, this route is sick because of how deep it runs. You usually don't get a dig route that deep in the game. Let's try one of these outside routes. Okay, cook 'em, Debo. Okay, that route might suck. I'm not gonna lie. This is one of those plays where you definitely freelance the rest of the routes, but you keep the A route because this route is sick, and this isn't even a good receiver running it. I think when it comes to Madden 22 versus Madden 23, really with the gameplay, you just have more freedom to do more things on the field and kind of freelance or have more control over what your player is doing. And for the game modes like franchise, you have a little bit more depth than you had last year. They put more emphasis on the team building overall and gave players kind of a mind of their own to decide where they want to play. And Face of the Franchise, while still a mode that in my opinion is lacking severely, they've made some okay changes there. The story, not really for me. Now, if you want a full comparison and breakdown of Madden 23 on old gen versus new gen, make sure you check out this video right here on the screen.